So picking up where I left off, but at the same time, not, because this just happened recently. My daughter was in the hospital because she was very sick. She was very ill. So she was in there. We took her to the ER, and they wanted to take her overnight. They said one of the concerns was because she was so small, they wanted to have her overnight to look at her. And because she was so dehydrated from, she was throwing up and this and that. So we took her in, and they just wanted to run tests and get an IV in her. So during this time, I stopped eating. I started to fast because I needed a response. Because, first of all, I knew I wasn't going to get a straight answer from the hospital because I don't trust the medical industry at all. Why? Because the symbol of it, first of all, other than the history, the two tie in together. The symbol of it is actually, well, other than the snake, okay, there's a male part, right? You see that male part everywhere. You see it on the top of churches. You see it, it's the Eiffel Tower. It's all over. It's on the Baphomet. What is the Baphomet? The Baphomet is a symbol of Satanism, and that's a transgender demon that is, it's just a demon with horns, and it has breasts, and it has a male part, and this male part is the same exact symbol that they use for the medical industry. And on top of that, with this symbol that they have on hospitals, and I saw on the back of t-shirts of people who work there, there's a snake wrapped around it. There's a serpent with his tongue sticking out. And this isn't alarming to anyone. No one sees this as odd but why would you put anyone that you care about, their life, their well-being, into an organization that has that as its symbol? So I don't trust it. However, my daughter was very sick, so her well-being, because I didn't know what to do, I brought her in because she was ill, and so we brought her in, and so they took us up to the pediatrician, and we stayed overnight. And while I was fasting, because all the answers that I was getting before we got up to the pediatrician was just not clear, not concise, not anything that was relief or happy or what I had been waiting for. Because a fast for me is ultimately I'm waiting for a response, because that's the quickest way to get his attention, because you humble yourself and you make a sacrifice, and that's to get his attention, because at the end of it, your health will break forth speedily, your light will. It's just, fasting is so beneficial, spiritually, just overall, physically, because there's more to life than food, and he will feed you. Because if he feeds the birds of the air, if he feeds the lilies on the ground, won't he feed you? Because are you not of more worth than they?